ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಸರ್, ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಏನು ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಫರ್ದರ್ ವಿ ಗೋ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಫರ್ದರ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಕನ್ನಡ ವರ್ಷನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಸಾಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕೋಬ್ರಾ ರೆಡಿ ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ದ ಟೀಮ್ ಇಸ್ ರೆಡಿ ಟು ಪುಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್. ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮುಂದುವರ್ಸೋಣ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಫಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಒಂದು 3 ವರ್ಷ ಕಾಲ ನಾವು ಶೂಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿ ಫೈನಲಿ ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಹತ್ರ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದು ನೋಡಿ, ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಬಂದು ಮೂವಿ ನೋಡಿ ಅಂತ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಲವ್. ಆಲ್ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಯೋರ್ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲವ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್.
ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಬಂದಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನಾನು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ನನ್ನ ಫಿಲಮ್ ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿದೆ. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಸರ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಬೆಳೆದು ಚೆನ್ನೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ. ಸೊ August 31 ನಮ್ಮ ಫಿಲಮ್ ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. Hello everyone. It's been 3 years since we shooting Cobra, and everyone know because of pandemic and everything it has been delayed, and everyone has given hard work, and Ajay sir, a person who has worked completely towards this film, I would like to thank him at this moment. So 31st Cobra is releasing and hitting into theaters, so please watch, and I definitely hope you guys like it. Thank you.
Hello everybody, namaskara. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you Arun for the introduction. It's a pleasure being here. Till now I never thought that one day I'll be coming here and having a meet with the press to promote my film. So it's such a wonderful thing for me, and this is the launch of this film. When I think of this, I can just think of a launch of another film. When I film was released, Puneet had come there, and his passing has been a great loss for all of us, even in Tamil Nadu, and I really can't express enough of whatever to tell the family or tell his fans, and I really miss him, and he's one of the nicest people I've ever met, and we all miss him. And I just thought, coming here, I could only think of that, how he came for my launch and he was there. Thank you, Puneet. To talk about Cobra, it's a nice mashup of action, thriller, psychological thriller, science fiction, and we have a lot of interesting characters in the film, and 3 beautiful ladies were there in the film. Girls who are got some very interesting characters. Even in the movie, they're not just girls who are looking pretty. They have really solid roles, and it's not. I mean, I have a lot of get-ups, about 8 or 9 in the movie. My character is very important, but in spite of that, everybody's character is very important. He's made a film like that, and it's a nice film. Like how if you all saw Anniyan or you saw Aparjituru, I'm sure you will like this film too, and. It's been a long time, like they say 3 years because the pandemic, and finally it's out, and we are so excited for the 31st. I'm so glad that all of you could come here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
So yes, so Ganesh Chaturthi dina cinema barta ide sir. Yeah. It's on the day of Ganesh Chaturthi.
What did I say? Yeah, it is.
Yes, yeah. So that's what I'm telling. So definitely with Ganesha's blessing, everything will go fine. All right. So then, sir, few more words about Cobra, how it all started, working with Jnanamuthu sir and Raman, for our media friends, please.
We wanted to do something very big. Ajay Jnanamuthu studied, his college was, I think, he studied here in Bangalore too, and he's got a lot of friends here. So we have 3 people from the unit who actually associated with Bangalore. He's done 2 very interesting films, De Monte Colony and what is it? Imaikan Nodigal. So very good films, they were received very well, and so I always liked his work. So when I met him and he told me the story, I got very excited because this is a big film, and that time we didn't have pan-India films and nothing like that, and we said, okay, let's make this film, and we started making it, and then the pandemic happened, the lockdown. But the good thing about the pandemic and what happened during this period and after is something called KGF got released, and that became such a huge hit and became a big sensation. And of course, our boon was that Srinidhi is the heroine in that, and now she's in our film, and so that's been a big boost for us. But the second thing is, we realized that cinema doesn't have to be small. Cinema doesn't have to be restricted to a particular state or place, that it can transcend. Like how KGF could go to the north, it could be touted as one of the biggest hits of all times. And I'm so happy for Yash. He's a very, very close friend who, I did a small documentary called Spirit of Chennai when the floods were happening, a public service campaign, I directed that. So I had called Yash. I had a lot of actors from Telugu and from Malayalam and Tamil who were doing it. So I called Yash and I said, we'd like to please be a part of it. And he was so sweetly acknowledged, and he came here. And I'm so happy for him being where he is today. If you're watching this, Yash, congrats. And I think I've asked you to tell him a couple of times. I don't know if she told you. I asked, okay. So I'm so happy, and I love the film. I mean, both of you, that goes without saying, both the parts. But the nice thing is, because of that, because of Bahubali, we no longer have, initially it was only Kannada, then Tamil was only Tamil, Telugu. We'll have a little bit of Tamil, Telugu, maybe a little Malayalam, and you know, now actually there's no boundaries. I'm so happy that we all belong to one country where people are able to appreciate new cinema, and it is not about the language, it's about all of us, our hearts are beating one language. And I'm so happy that I'm in a time when OTT came in and we all got worried that, oh my god, OTT is a problem. No, OTT actually is a help for the industry. And that's why Cobra is here today, and that's why we are here today. Otherwise, we would not have dubbed it. So very excited that this film is the film, it's going to be my first film that's being dubbed in Kannada. And I'm so happy to meet all of you all, and thank you for your blessings and your wishes. Thank you very much.
All right. So, Srinidhi ma'am, you need to tell. As sir told, KGF, Allinda Tirgaiga, Cobra. So, ಯಾವ್ದು ಮೊದಲು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ for our team, please?
ಮೊದಲು ಕೆ ಜಿ ಎಫ್ ಜರ್ನಿ 2016 ಶುರು ಆಗಿರೋದು. ಸೊ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು KGF 2 ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. 2019 ನಮ್ಮ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅವರು ಅಜಯ್ ಅವರು ನಂದು ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್, ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಏನೋ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಕರೆದು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಕರೆಯೋ ಮುಂಚೆ ಅವ್ರು ನನಗೆ ಟೀಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಸಿಕ್ತು. ಸೊ ದ ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್ ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಕ್ರಮ್ ಸರ್ ಹೆಸರು, ರೆಹಮಾನ್ ಸರ್ ಹೆಸರು, ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅಜಯ್ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿರೋಂಥ 2 ಮೂವಿ ನಂಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪ್ಲೆಂಡಿಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಥ ಟೀಮ್ ಜೊತೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಕರೆಯೋದು ಅದು ನನ್ನ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್. ನಾನು ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಇರೋದು ಅದು ನಂದೊಂದು ಆನರ್ ಥರ. ಸೊ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ. ನಾನು ಹೋದೆ, ನರೇಶನ್ ಕೇಳಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಾಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಐ ಕೇಮ್ ಆನ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಲಲಿತ್ ಸರ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿಕ್ರಮ್ ಸರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳೋದು, ಅವ್ರ ಲೆಜೆಂಡ್, ಅವ್ರ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ, ಅವ್ರ ಮೂವೀಸ್ ನೋಡಿ ನಾವು ಬೆಳೆದಿರೋದು. ಇವಾಗಲೂ ನಾನು ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾನು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮರ್ತೋಗ್ತೀನಿ, ಅವರನ್ನೇ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, ಅವ್ರು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, ವಾಟ್ ಅ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮರ್. ಅದು ಕೆಲಸದ ಆನ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷ್ನಲ್ ಫ್ರಂಟ್. ಪರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಕೈಂಡ್, ಈಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್. ಅವ್ರ ಸೆಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನರಸ್ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ. ಹಿ ನೆವರ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಮಿ ಫೀಲ್ ಅನ್ಕಂಫರ್ಟೇಬಲ್. ತುಂಬಾ ನ್ಯೂ ಕಮರ್ ಆದರೂ ಅವರೇ ನನ್ನ ಮುಂದೆ ನ್ಯೂ ಕಮರ್ ಥರ ಆಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಕಂಫರ್ಟೇಬಲ್. ಸೊ ಯಾ, ಈಸ್ ದ ಸ್ವೀಟೆಸ್ಟ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸೋ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ. ನನ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ತಮಿಳ್ ಮೂವಿನ ನಾನು ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಲೇಡೀಸ್, ಮೃಣಾಲಿನಿ, ಮೀನಾಕ್ಷಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮೂವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಲೈಕ್ ಹಿ ಸೆಡ್, ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಅ ಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಮೋಷನ್ಸ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ. ರೆಹಮಾನ್ ಸರ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಅಮೇಝಿಂಗ್. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಇವಾಗಲೂ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾ, ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಮೇಝಿಂಗ್. ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಹೋಪ್ಫುಲಿ ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ.
ಶೋ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಸರ್ ಮೈಕಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳೋದು.
ದ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ತ್ರಿಚಿ, ಕೊಯಂಬತ್ತೂರು, ಮಧುರೈ, ಕೊಚ್ಚಿನ್, ಚೆನ್ನೈ, ಇವಾಗ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್, ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಓವರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ವಿಕ್ರಮ್ ಸರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹ್ಯೂಜ್ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ. ಬಟ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಲಲ್ಲಂತೂ ದ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ಇನ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಸಿಟೀಸ್ ಬಾಕಿ ಇದೆ, ಹೈದರಾಬಾದ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಚೆನ್ನೈ. ಸೊ ಯಾ, ಹೋಪ್ಫುಲಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಆರ್ ಮೂವಿ.
Surely we will like. there are 2-3 people who want to have a small their question. So, madam, can we have?
So, Vikram sir, this is for you. Like, people are comparing Cobra with your previous villains, Onion and Samurai. Does Cobra have similar elements? We want to know in detail.
The similarity is there because both of them are psychological thrillers. So, but the thing is, this is again psychological thriller with science fiction and there's this drama. It's that genre of a film. Definitely, Onion is a cross between a lot of genres, and this too is in the same category. So when you see it and me performing in different roles, automatically there is a connect. There is a little scene where you think it looks a little like Onion, but let me assure you, I mean, when you see the film, you know that it's got its own identity. Like in my earlier film, Mahan, the director had taken glimpses of me from other films. Like all my films, you'll have my filmography running through the film for the fans. But here, Ajay is not, we've not done that. We've not done it consciously. But because I am in that film and you have a performance which is again related to a mental problem, or maybe he's got some kind of a, you know, instability, maybe it's like Onion and pick the performance. But I'm sure you'll be surprised when you come to the theatre.
From your previous films, even now, you enjoy behind the scenes so much, the makeup and all.
Yeah.
We want to know more about it because you love sitting long hours and make sure that.
I don't love sitting long hours. That's a compulsion. Like this one, Onion, I do the normal makeup was 3 hours. Then in that song there's a beast. For that it took 5 hours. So this time I got one guy from Bombay. Actually, in Shankar Sir's earlier film for Indian, they came from America. Then again, for we got them from New Zealand. But for our film, which is better than all of that, we got them from Mumbai, from India. They're so good. But they want to be so perfect. Every day it'll take 5 hours. Every day. And taking off is about 2 hours. So I convinced myself that I love it. Actually, it's very difficult. It itches and it's... forget about the acting and all that. You cannot be in that. Especially for I used to sit like this because they had this thing on the back which will split. So I had to sit like this all day and, you know, be in that mode. But I think that's what's interesting for an actor. You know, you get into somebody else's skin literally. So I loved it. And this one, there's no one particular character. So many characters. So I could, you know, actually try different walks. In my voice, I tried different dubbing for everything. Like a Chinese, I had one kind of voice. Then for another person who's a Britisher, who's a little plump, I had a very raspy, breathless voice. So I could do that, and the walks I tried. So I enjoyed that part. But the makeup was like really quite tough.
Okay, for an actor of so much of experience, today commercial success or good review matters to you? What matters?
Both. You have a good review and you don't have commercial success, doesn't matter. Yeah, but actually, actor, I mean, you would rather have commercial success and keep doing it and start improving in your work and, you know, maybe do, as long as your movies make money, there's always a producer to come and fund what you're trying to do. I think that would be a little above. But for me, I feel I cannot do a film which I'm not invested in. If I don't like if I have a character where I think, this is like Sami or this is like Onion, I won't do it. Like even now you ask me, I would not have dubbed this character if it's like, I would have told him no. Like if there is a scene where I think I'll say no, let's not do it. You know, immediately I'll tell the director that. So I think both are required, but commercial success definitely plays a major part. Because the producer is investing so much money. And now the things are becoming bigger. See, in KGF, it was a very small market, but somebody had the guts to think, let me make a big film. You know, he just said, let me think out of the box, let me break the barrier. Forget the state, forget anything, it just has to go across. I think he thought that, you know, which is what filmmaking is. For that, you need a producer to think, okay, this fellow can deliver. Suppose I keep doing films where, okay, critical acclaim, but then the movie doesn't do it, may not work.
Okay, one last question from my end. Okay, today you said
To me or me again, sorry.
To you only, because you are our guest today.
Sure.
Pan India has been a norm, but at any point where you approach to do a Kannada movie, or if you're approached today, if you want
I
to
would definitely do it. In fact, I spoke to Prashant Neel the day I watched the film. I said, I want to do a film with you. And anytime I do a film, I'm not really bothered about the language.
But in Kannada,
Yeah.
you dubbed in other languages.
Anything. KGF was dubbed from Kannada, it went to Hindi, right?
Yes.
If for all you know, it'll be going to China and Japan. You never know. You know? So that is not the thing. And now the films are becoming bigger, right? So you have to think like that. I've always, you know, I had this thing because I've done Malayalam when I used to struggle as an actor. Malayalam and Telugu I've done, but I've never done Kannada. So I used to think, I got a few offers now for Kannada. I think the Lucia director and a couple of people. So we're working on scripts. So we haven't decided on the language. So I thought I'll speak to him and find out what it is.
But in case,
I will work on it.
in case of that, whom would you like to share screen
Of course,
here?
the three of them. And the Queen is there, so our movie will automatically do well. Sorry, the Queen of Bangalore. We keep bragging her, we call her the Queen because when you read the comment section, they'll be saying, the Queen is here, oh my God. So we keep bragging her. So.
Okay, let's hear it from Srinidhi Shetty. Like, you know, from being the KGF heroine now to Cobra. Like, today for you, Pan India is like, okay, any movie, mine will go all India type. So what do you feel like today to be in the spotlight?
ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಯಾರು ಹಂಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಹಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. KGF ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅದು ಬರೀ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮೂವಿ ಅಂತಲೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. ಅದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದರ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಆಮೇಲೆಲ್ಲ ಟೀಮ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು 5 ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ವಿಚ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್ ವೆಲ್ ಬೈ ದ ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಆ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಪ್ಯಾನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಖಂಡಿತ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಜನರು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ವೆರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಡ್ ದಟ್ ನಾವು ಈ ಮೂವಿನೂ ತೆಲುಗು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವೈಡರ್ ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಬ್ಯಾರಿಯರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಕಾಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕಿಂಗ್. ನೀವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಯಾವ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಜನರಿಗೆ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ದಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋಬ್ರಾ. ಹಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಯಾನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ.
But she's pan India. I should add something to what she said because I don't think she's ever going to say it. We were shooting, we shot, and it's been. Sorry, could you close the door, please?
Can you close the door, team?
So we've been shooting back to back, and we've been doing all sorts of promotions. The director couldn't come today because we're still getting the film done. So she's been waiting to do dubbing, and she couldn't. So Tamil and all, somebody else dubbed for her. Then we went for a whirlwind kind of a tour, but she insisted that she do the Tamil girl took 14 days to do dubbing. And she's a pro, okay? So then they came and said she's having, like she said, it's very difficult, I don't know what to do. And I said, no, you can do it, you will be able to, I mean, you should. Then somebody, Ajay told me, I think, sir, she's done only one film, I don't know if her dubbing can happen that fast, because we have only a couple of days. Then when we spoke and I told her, you have to do it, she said, I don't know if I can do it, because that girl did 14 days. She's a girl who did dub for I and all that, she's very good, Ravina. You won't believe, in one day she did that same dubbing, yesterday. You know, she didn't come to Cochin. We all missed her in Cochin. She said, no, I have to do Kannada because it's my mother tongue. I need to do that. And I think hats off to her. She kept saying, I feel very bad. You guys are all looking smart and you're in Cochin, but no, I have to do dubbing. Which is, I thought it was very, very sweet of her. And that's Srinidhi, of course. I thought I should. I'm so sorry.
Thank you so much for boosting confidence and telling that you can do it in one day. And yes, ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡ ಡಬ್ಬಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ. ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡ ಡಬ್ಬಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ನನ್ನ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಯು ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ವಾಟ್. ಯಾ, ಅವರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಮೂವಿ. ಅವ್ರು ನಿಮ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ನೋಡಕ್ ಹೋಗೋದು, ನನಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಅದು
ಸರ್ಗೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳಿ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರನ್ನೇ ನೋಡಕ್ ಹೋಗೋದು. ನಾನು ಬರೀ ಸೈಡ್
ಕೇಳಿದ್ದ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೈಕಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಬೇರೆ. Okay, oh my God, sir.
ಅಯ್ಯೋ.
So, yes, sir.
Just said Pan India, so.
Yeah, sir.
ಪ್ಯಾನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕ್ವೀನ್ ಶ್ರೀನಿಧಿ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಶ್ರೀಧರ್ ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ.
ಯಾಕೆ ಸರ್, ಯಾಕೆ ರ್ಯಾಗಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ?
ಅವರೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಎಸ್ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಟೈಟಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ
ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ಗೂ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ.
ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಿಮ್ಮದು 2ನೇ ಸಿನಿಮಾ,
3ನೇ ಸಿನಿಮಾ,
ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ 2 ಸಿನಿಮಾ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ತುಂಬಾ ಚೂಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಪಾತ್ರದ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಕಥೆನಾ ಅಥವಾ ಚಿಯಾನ್ ವಿಕ್ರಮ್ ಅವರ?
2. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಹೆಸರು ಅಲ್ಲ, 2 ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ನಾನು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಮೈಕಲ್ ನಾಡಿಗತ್ ನೋಡಿದೆ, ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಎಂಡ್ ಮೂವಿ ಮುಗಿಯುವವರೆಗೂ ಎಡ್ಜ್ ಸೀಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ಅಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಇವ್ರದ್ದು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡೇ ಬೇಡ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಚಿಯಾನ್ ವಿಕ್ರಮ್ ಹೆಸರೇ ಸಾಕು ಟು ಪುಲ್ ಎನಿಬಡಿ. ಸೊ ಇಬ್ರು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್.
ನಮಗೆ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತು ನೀವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನೇ ಡಬ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ.
ಸೊ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟೆ, ಆದ್ರೂ ನಾನೇ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಯಾರು ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ.
Phone I don't have the phone. In the phone she has a picture of dubbing Pani. I mean, she did dubbing, she got so tired. There's a picture of her sleeping. Like 5 minutes or 10 minutes she took a break because so tired and
ಅದೇ ವಿಚಾರವಾಗಿ ಡಬ್ಬಿಂಗ್ ಏನೋ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಭಿಮಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಕನ್ನಡದ್ದೇ ಬರೀ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾ, ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕತೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತೀರಾ?
ಯಾಕೆ ಸರ್, ಯಾಕಂಗ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, 5 ಭಾಷೆ 4 ಭಾಷೆ ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಕನ್ನಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ್ರು ಬರೀ ಕನ್ನಡ, ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕ್ಲಾಸೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ, ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಬ್ಯಾರಿಯರ್. ಬರೀ ಕನ್ನಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ್ರು ನಾನು ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಹಂಗೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹಾಗೆ KGF ಕನ್ನಡ ಮೂವಿನೇ ಬಂದಿರೋದು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
ಶ್ರೀನಿಧಿ, ಸುವರ್ಣ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ವಿಜಯ್.
ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್. ಹಾಯ್ ವಿಜಯ್ ಅವರೇ.
ಹಾಯ್. ವಿಕ್ರಮ್ ಅವರ ಅಭಿನಯವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ. ನೀವು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಚಿಯನ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಹೆಸರು ಬಂದಿರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಅವರ ಅಭಿನಯವನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಿನಿಮಾದಲ್ಲಿ?
ಅಯ್ಯೋ, ನನ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ನನ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಭಯ ಪಡಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು? ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನಾನು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ನನಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅವರು ಅದೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, ಅಜಯ್ ಅವರು, ನೋಡಮ್ಮ ವಿಕ್ರಮ್ ಸರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ನ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಶ್ಯೂರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಸೀನ್, ಲೈಕ್ ನಿಂದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಕೋತಾರ. ಬಟ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಈಸ್ ದ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ನನ್ನ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಾನು ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅವರಿಂದ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡು. ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಏನಾದ್ರು ತಪ್ಪಾದರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕ್ಷಮಿಸ್ಬಿಡಿ. ನೋಡಿ, ಹೊಸಬಳು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡಿ.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಮೈಕ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡಿ.
sorry, I can't hear you.
Mic ಕೊಡಿ ಸರ್.
Sorry,
madam. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Sir, you are also doing Kannada dubbing. I listened that when you correcting Varadaraju
Yeah.
with.
You heard how?
Yeah. I heard that time I interviewed Varadaraju, so he listened me your Kannada dubbing.
Yeah.
So that experience, can you share?
It was actually, Kannada was easy for me, but Hindi I couldn't get because I don't know Hindi. I don't know ka and da and all that. So that was I did for all the languages. That was thing. But for PS1, for Ponniyin Selvan, I'm also like, I was supervising my Kannada dubbing because I wanted that it's a period film, no? So it should sound good. And if I have an accent, it won't. I can dub it, but the accent will thing, right? It will spoil it. So I got another person to do it, and he did a great job. Ponniyin Selvan, you'll like it. It'll sound almost like my voice. But it was very interesting in Ponniyin Selvan because I had 5 different languages, and to dub it, it was very, very interesting for me.
Chiyan sir,
Yes, sir.
Nagendra here.
Yes, sir.
So you said that before pandemic you started this project. So well, in pandemic, did you do any changes or did the director made any changes? Right now the industry is a little changed before pandemic.
Yeah. To the extent, I'll tell you, I have an example. Ajay and I had to do a film. I mean, when we decided to do a film, he told me a script. It's a lovely film. It's written by Mr. what's his name? Rajmouli's father, Rajendra Prasad. I mean, he's the one who's written the script. So I heard the script and I was like, no, it's like little like Telugu, and Tamil is a different audience, and I don't think I want to do it now. Maybe later. Then Ajay told me Cobra script, and I got floored. I said I'll do it. But after the pandemic, Ajay and I are doing a next film again together. So now we think our script, and he said this film. I said no, that script I don't think I want. He said no, just hear the story once. And he told me no change. He told me the same story. And I said wow, this subject is so good because our thinking has changed, no? Everybody's thinking has changed. Like you say so correctly, you were locked up at home. We didn't even know if that is going to be, any difference. That's the new normal, right? Stuck at home with a mask and you can't go anywhere, you can't touch anything. So now everybody wants largeness, everybody wants more of a drama, more of a largeness on the screen, and this film is a perfect film. So that is what we have done. But having said that, in this film Ajay has a very unique quality. He'll tell you a story, and as he talks, every time I meet him, that scene will be a little more different. He'll keep working on it. But our film, as far as I'm concerned, I think he didn't do any of that. It was already locked, and we didn't have a need to. Even now you see, actually it's taken 3 years. I mean, when you see the film, there won't be any continuity jump. In fact, there's one more person who's acting with us called Mia from Malayalam. Yesterday we were all laughing at her because she said, first schedule I was single, second schedule she got engaged, between second I think she got married. And now, third schedule, she got married. Now she says she's come with a 5-month-old baby. She was pregnant and she came. So that is a change. Like, so much she has changed. But on screen, I mean, we've kind of maintained. So it was an interesting travel. I hope I answered your question. Yes.
ಆಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಸೊ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ
But yes. So I think
3 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಶೋ ಇದೆ ಸಿನಿಮಾ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಶರ್ಟ್ ಸರ್, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮೈಕ್ ಕೊಡಿ. ಒಂದು ಕೊಡಿ, ಹೋಗಿ ಮೈಕ್ ಕೊಡಿ. ಇದೇ ಕೊಡಿ.
Sir, after a dedication of 3 years, whether it will be getting an award, like national award, you are waiting for your award.
I don't know if they'll give a national award for this because it's a very commercial. It's not raw, and there's so much happening. There's some action and thing. I don't know, but I never do a film expecting an award. So if somebody gives me an award, I'll be very happy.
So furthermore, you are doing Parajit movie.
Yeah.
So
That's why I'm looking like this. I'm sorry I look like this because it's a very different look. It's like a period film.
So it may be getting award. We are waiting.
I hope we get an Oscar. I'm not exaggerating. We are just thinking this film, if it's done properly. See, Bahubali, KGF, all these are examples have told us that there's no boundary. You can think big, you know. So one day I'm telling you, we'll be doing films here which are going to be released all over the world, and we will be getting awards. We will be getting Oscar awards. I can tell you that it will happen. Rahman sir got it, so I think one day she will get or I will get. But I hope Ranjit's film gets, if not for me, at least for the director. And that film is being shot. It's a story about KGF, but not KGF like how they showed. This KGF is like in that era, in that age, whatever happened between communities and that kind of a little more.
So sure, you are waiting for your award and given the
Thank you. Which award? The Oscar award or the national award?
worldwide award.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So with that being said, I think we'll request.
Thank you so much for your interesting questions and thank you so much.
We're not done yet, sir. We'll call the distributors to come onto the stage for the picture for the press and
Most
media.
important, thank you. I'd like to thank the distributors for putting our film out here.
ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರಿ, ಫೋಟೋಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್. ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟೋನಿ ರಾಜ್ ಸರ್, ಸೆಂದಿಲ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅರವಿಂದ್ ಸರ್ ಆನ್ ಟು ದ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡಿ, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಫೋಟೋ.
ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳಿಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿಧ್ವನಿ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಚಾನೆಲ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಬೆಲ್ ಐಕಾನ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ.